Welcome to the new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats. I'm Camille.
I'm Brittany.
And thank you for listening to us. We actually just hit 250 downloads today.
Yes, I noticed that.
To everyone who's been downloading and listening to our podcast, it's been awesome. We had 53 downloads just last week.
Yeah.
2 episodes, but hey, no complaints here.
Yeah, no complaints here either.
So I want to thank every single person who's been downloading and listening to us, and great month of March. So let's continue this for April. This week we are discussing the second movie of the Spring Fling series from Hallmark Channel, as Don't Go Breaking My Heart, formerly known as Break Up Boot Camp. I actually like that title more than Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Yeah, I do too. I like it better.
It's more suiting. I don't understand where Don't Go Breaking My Heart comes in this movie.
I didn't even hear Elton John once. Did you hear the song? I didn't hear the song.
I didn't even hear the title. There's no connection to the movie. There's no title mention or anything like that. Like Chasing Waterfalls makes sense because she's chasing waterfalls.
Yeah.
For Prince makes sense because, she's a seamstress and he's a prince. That kind of thing. So there's some kind of link to the title.
Yeah. I mean, if they thought it was too straightforward, they could have thought of something way better than Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I think they could have played around and found something,
Yeah, but more original, I guess. But yes, I did not like the title. That is probably the only thing that I don't like about this movie.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It stars Italia, Ricci, who plays Miranda Faraday. You might know her from, I know her from a previous show that she used to do for ABC Family called Chasing Life. It was only on for 2 seasons. I loved it. She played Amy, I believe, who had leukemia and stuff. And then Ryan Paevey, who plays Ben Myers in this movie. General Hospital fans like myself.
Okay, that's what it was. I was like, where is he from? General Hospital, that's it.
Yeah, he played Nathan West. And,
I don't really watch soaps anymore, but I catch them enough to where I'll be like, that person looks familiar. So that, yeah.
But he's also they both done several movies, Hallmark movies. Italia played in Winter Wonderland, I believe, and Ryan played in Harvest Love, Unleashing Mr. Darcy series. He did that with the last week's star, Cindy Busby.
Yeah.
And one other one, Friend to Fiance. A little backstory on the characters. Miranda Faraday has a PhD and she owns this company called Miranda's Breakup Boot Camp. Pretty popular. She has an ex-husband named Dexter, and they have an ongoing issue on there. The Breakup Boot Camp is a 6-week program to help people with broken hearts get over their exes and stuff like that. Ben is a journalist for Advantage Monthly magazine. He's up for features editor, and he is writing a piece on Miranda's Breakup Boot Camp to see if it's a fad or it's a real thing. Some co-stars for the movie: Jordana Largy. She plays Ben Myers, who is Ben's sister.
I loved her.
I love her too. She co-stars in one of my other favorite Christmas movies, Christmas Homecoming. I love that movie, where she played a military widow. She also went through a recent breakup. I did catch the name of her ex, but she...
Darren. It's Darren. I did catch it because that's my husband's name. It's Darren.
Yeah, she went through a recent breakup with Darren and is now attending the boot camp. And she actually wanted Ben to join her because he went through bad breakup and he's still, going through it or whatever.
And he recently went through a breakup with that, with Jen. Yeah, Jen.
But the one that like really hit him, I think, is Serena.
Serena, yeah. I had an issue with that breakup with Jen. I hate when people want someone to choose them over their career. Like, yes, he should have put more time into her, but like choosing someone over a career bothers me because I've never made my husband has a very demanding career and he's not home a lot. I knew that going into it. You know, you have to be, if you can't handle it, that's fine. But you shouldn't have to ask that person. You know, I can handle it. I knew what I was getting into and it's fine. And I work very fine with it. But I hate that. I hate that. If you can't handle it, then that's your problem. That's not their problem.
Yeah. And then another co-star is Caitlin Stryker. She plays Chloe, Miranda's business partner. And Miranda and her are trying to find someone else, or trying to hire somebody else to teach the breakup boot camp, since her appearance on Good Morning Portland increased the popularity of the camp. But they're having a hard time, and you know, Miranda keeps telling Chloe, "Hey, you're the perfect person. Why are we looking for somebody else?" But she's like, "No, not me, not me."
That's a little bit of foreshadowing for later.
Yeah. So they met at the dinner valet parking lot thing, but after Ben breaks up, Ben's girlfriend breaks up with him or whatever, and they meet again right outside of the boot camp. He's there to just support his sister at first, but he catches Miranda. He thinks that she's there as a client as well. You're like, oh, hey, you're here for your breakup too, you know?
Yeah.
She opened to him about her marriage. And so surprise, she's the actual instructor.
Right.
So, they had like, but yeah, and so that's what he came in about, like when she told everybody about the 6-week programs and things like that. And that's when he came in about, why don't you talk about the fear? And she told him, look, I don't think that you are good for this program. I don't think this program is good for you because I don't think you have to be open to the program for it to help you or whatever. If
you want something to work, you should be open to it. You know, you can't say this failed if you aren't willing to, in anything really, not just in boot camp. If you're not willing to put time into something, how could you expect it to work? So, I mean, writing his article wouldn't, if he hadn't been open to it and at least tried it, writing that article wouldn't have been an honest response anyway, because you have to be open to it.
Yeah. And so, but his boss kind of told him about the position in the magazine had opened up, and but the boss saw that he was part of the boot camp. He was like, "Oh, let's write an article about that, and you know, join the boot camp, be a part of it or whatever, and write an article about it. It will totally get you this promotion." And stuff
like he didn't believe in it. The boss didn't believe in it either. And he's like, blow this wide open, you know, show that this isn't real.
But Miranda, I mean, okay, can we just talk about how Miranda is PhD? He's a Harvard graduate. I mean, these are intelligent, accomplished people in their business lives. And that's the thing that they keep talking about also in the movie, is that their whole focus is their professional life, and it's kind of put a damper on their personal things as well. So which I think a lot of people in the professional world can relate to. Okay, so let's talk about the breakup boot camp. I love this is the whole basics of the whole movie. I love the breakup boot camp idea. Anyway, so in the beginning of the movie, they like the class is pretty much centered around people who have a hard time breaking with their past relationships. And I know I've been there. I can think of one particular relationship in my life that I probably need Miranda help one.
Yeah, I've had a couple that I could have used some boot camp for.
Yeah. So, like I said, the breakup boot camp is a 6-week program. Each week has a theme going with it and an activity to kind of help with people.
Yeah.
So week one is
moving on process.
Yeah. Week 1 is release. Week 2 is endurance. Week 3 is teamwork. Week 4 is connection. Week 5 is trust, and week 6 is closure. One of the things that I caught on is in the beginning, Ben was saying, well, what about fear? You know, and I love that Miranda was like, I want to focus on the positivity so that you can't, like you are facing your fear, I guess, but this is ways to conquer that fear kind of thing.
Yeah. Feeling with getting over it rather than focusing on the fear itself.
Yeah.
One of the lines during one of the first lines that she said made me laugh so hard when she was like, everyone, no stalking yours, and stay off Instagram. You'll thank yourself. And I just started laughing. I was like, it's so true. Like,
yes, very, very true. I am guilty of doing that.
Yeah, same here.
At least like a couple of years. I never liked their stuff or whatever.
Oh yeah, no.
But I would check on their Facebook to see what they're doing.
Yeah, it made me laugh. She's like, stay off Instagram. Like, I just started laughing.
She didn't follow her own advice because she was on her ex's Instagram.
But like they say, if you can't do, teach.
This is actually one of the main reasons why I love this movie is that both Ben and Miranda come in with baggage. A lot of it from breakups, and they're both helping each other out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's helping him through the boot camp or whatever, but he's also helping her by just like letting her open up to him and listening to her and stuff like that. Like one of the things she said is, "You're always taking care of everybody else. Let me take care of you."
Yeah. Yeah, I loved the whole dynamic between them, and I loved the brother-sister dynamic too. Yeah. I really liked that, the whole relationship between them. I liked the brother-sister relationship a lot. It was one of my favorite parts, was the brother-sister relationship.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through the week. Week 1 again is release. The activity that they had is punching bags. Mm-hmm. And some of the quotes is, you have anger, pain, and fear. They're valid. Release them onto these bags. So, instead of holding on to the emotions that you have with the breakup or whatever, start punching this bag kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a great idea. Who doesn't want to take a little bit of anger out? Because that is usually your first emotion. You're mad, you're upset, you're frustrated. So yeah, take it out. Let it release it.
Yeah. And so a little bit of what happened during that week also is that Miranda's ex, as we already previously stated, Miranda accidentally liked Dex's picture. Dex had been calling her, back to try to talk to her or whatever. She refuses to answer the phone. So Dex finally meets her at the camp or whatever. And that's when Ben steps in, fakes a date, talking about his favorite sushi place. And the Lookout and stuff.
Yeah, I know that there's a big issue with some fans about their chemistry, but I think you can see real early on, like this scene here, that there is some pretty solid chemistry here. I don't know what anyone is talking about because I felt a lot of chemistry. I know.
Like I said, I think that people want starry-eyed fairy tale romance, but this is a different kind of romance.
This is very much where I have we've talked about this before. I have an incredibly happy marriage. So happy, in fact, that sometimes I think there's something wrong with it because like we should probably fight more than we do. And like I said, my husband's not home a lot, so that could be it. But we have this kind of like banter, very similar to what I see going on here, and we're very much in love. But we've never had that starry-eyed, moony kind of love. We have a very solid friendship and respect for each other, and a lot of laughing and joking and banter and smart aleck, a lot like this. So I think there are a lot of different kinds of romance, and I'm glad that they portrayed this sort of romance,
Yeah. Okay, so week 2 is endurance, and I love this one. This is the rope one. When they did the activity that they did was rope course, and they did also jumping jacks and squats. Very physical activities. And and I love this one quote that she had is, "In relationships, we see what we want to see. Challenging yourself to the point where confidence is depleted can be powerful." But yeah, and then the cool part is I forgot that lady's name, the redhead.
Oh shoot, Helen. Yeah, I liked her a lot.
Oh my god,
she made me
laugh. Like a hero. Okay, so so this is her second boot camp.
Yeah,
and stuff, and she had a 30-year marriage. So she's not just going through a breakup, she's going through like a lifetime.
A lifetime, exactly.
So this is understandable why she needs to break up boot camp. Shoot, I might need like 3 or 4 if I had to go.
That's what I was thinking. Just 2? Is there like a 5? Can I, if I do 4, can I get the 5th one for free?
But again, in the beginning, Miranda was talking about fear, conquering your fears or whatever. And Helen's fear, she said in the beginning, was heights. And during week 2, she said that she went bungee jumping. She was like, I felt like that. It was either bungee jumping or calling my axe. And she was like, I went bungee jumping. And Miranda was like, great choice.
She's like, I'm glad you went with the safer choice. I laughed.
I know. But Helen talked about how it like released her. It was so freeing and stuff like that. And Kim said, you are our hero for doing that. And I think that's awesome. That is so
I know,
awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that woman did not just go through a breakup. She went through a divorce out 30 years.
Yeah, that's an awful long time to be with someone and then have them leave you. So
I know. So but yeah, I loved Helen. Helen was so cool in that movie. So also, week 2 was Ben went on Miranda's Facebook and saw that she likes rock climbing. Except she wasn't really rock climbing. What are those, wall climbing?
It's still technically rock climbing because that's how you practice. But yeah, it is a wall climb.
But yeah, it's hilarious because he went to her wall climbing thing, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm here every week."
Yeah.
He couldn't even make it.
He couldn't. She's like, "Do you want to race?" He's like, "Oh, I'm more of a take my time kind of guy." And I was like, "Oh, you have no idea what you're in for. Like, you have no idea what you're in for." My dad is a rock climber. We've talked about this before, and he has in my old bedroom. Mine and my sister's bedroom, he transformed into a rock room. So like he put rock all over 2 of the 4 walls where he has just to climb up and different kind of holds and things like that. And I've tried to climb the wall in my old bedroom and it's not easy. It's not. So I don't know what he thought he was getting into, but not easy at all.
It's funny because the actor Ryan, he actually does that stuff in real life.
So he had to pretend like he was an artist.
he had to do some acting in that scene. To act like he was good.
That's funny.
He couldn't do it on his own, but yes. And that's when he did the Freudian slip, when they actually talked about their access or whatever. That's what he said. He was talking about the dinner. He said that Serena taught him something new, and she was like, "What?" And then he started talking, and then he changed it back to Jen.
Yeah.
So that's when
she realized there was a real person in his background that he needed to move on from.
The real person that really hurt him, the one that like he really needs to move
get
on
over
from is not Serena. It's not Jen. It's Serena. It's totally understandable. I mean, for me, my guy would probably be Tony, and we were together like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
but there's still some lingering stuff going on. Even I'd probably be like Ben, where I'm here for so and so, but somewhere in the
right. With the wrong name out.
Yeah. So, and also this is when they talk about Valet stayed Miranda and Ben, because that was when they both were open to each other. This was before they had the whole boot camp relationship thing. This was just like two strangers waiting for their cars kind of thing outside a restaurant that they didn't expect to see each other. So, but and I liked, I'm glad to see that Ben is opening up a little bit by now. Yeah. And stuff. Okay, so week 3 is teamwork, and this is my favorite. Have you done this? Escape room stuff?
I mean, not in a long time, but yeah.
Did you escape it?
No.
This one is for teamwork. Miranda takes them to this place, which is an escape room activity, except the scenario is that there's a bomb somewhere in this room, and they have to go find it and
defuse it.
Yeah, defuse the bomb, or else the whole city will be destroyed or whatever. And so this was the team failed. They didn't do very well with that activity.
But they kind of failed because 2 of their teammates got locked in like another room compartment, so they had to save them before they could save the bomb.
Yeah. And stuff. So well, that's the thing. They went, I guess Ben went and opened up this container thinking that this would be where the bomb is at or whatever. Which, I mean, like, hello, you should know that that's too easy. That would have been like the first clue that, okay, don't do that.
Also, he did it on his own, so that should have been a clue right there, because he wasn't working as a team, that it wasn't going to work out. Like a movie clue right there, like a little the thing you're doing by yourself isn't going to work,
Yeah. And so Miranda and Ben get stuck in this little room by themselves or whatever. And this is when Miranda sort of opens up a little bit more about, her ex-husband and what happened. And also she, asked Ben about Serena, because she knows about the Freudian, she caught the Freudian slip.
Yeah.
The wall climbing activity and stuff. But yeah. They talk about like breaking down walls. So this is the when Ben says the line, "You help other people all the time. Let me help you." And I love that.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was a sweet moment.
Yeah, I love that. I think this is why I like this movie. They're helping.
I liked this movie so much. It's, of all the movies that we have been that we have reviewed, this is easily probably my favorite, even more than It Was Always You.
Yeah.
This is probably, I liked this more than that, and I really liked that movie. So this is probably my favorite that we've reviewed so far. I'm so shocked that so many people didn't like this. It's crazy to me.
So another thing that we did mention was that in week 6, the people at boot camp write a letter to their ex, and they choose whether or not to send the letter to their ex or to burn it. Ben had written his letter to Jen.
Yeah.
But week 3, he asks Miranda, can he rewrite the letter and address it to Serena instead? So I think that's his breaking point where he realizes his pain isn't.
Yeah. It's definitely a turning point for him where he sees that, okay, he's still a little bit skeptical, but he's starting to turn around to say, hey, this may be a real thing and I should open myself up and try to actually do what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Yeah. And also he sees that, Jen isn't the source of his problems. It's just surface. It's just scratching the surface. But we talk about that in week 5. But yeah, it's Serena. Okay, so week 4 is connection. And that's the salsa lesson.
Woohoo.
So it's getting in touch with your vulnerability. Remember what it feels like to feel safe in the arms of another person. And they started salsa dancing. I
saw this coming a mile away when the brother and sister, even before they were like, we can't dance together. And she was like, I'll dance with that guy. I was like, no, they're going to realize it'd be weird for them to dance. And these two, Miranda and Ben, are going to dance together. Yeah. Saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah. I was actually, we didn't mention him, but I saw a little bit of chemistry with Bink.
With the sister and him.
Yes. I saw a little bit of chemistry with Bink and Kim.
Yeah. I think maybe we're going to get a part 2 with those two.
I would love that. I'm a huge fan of Jordana, so I'm really down with watching a movie centered around her. But yes, what's his name? Bink is one of the co-anchors of Breakup Boot Camp. And I don't know who his ex is, but it seemed to me, I was getting the vibes from his co-anchor, but it was her that she was.
At first, I thought the same thing, but I think it becomes pretty clear later on that it wasn't her, that it was just they were just friends who happened to know each other's love lives pretty well, because he makes a comment about her and getting catfished. So I think they're just good friends and they understand each other.
So the salsa lesson, you kind of see the chemistry and the sizzle, especially with the dip. The dip was a little bit hot.
It did. I don't know what people are talking about. Whatever. People are crazy. This had a lot of chemistry, and I'm a chemistry snob, so I thought there was a good amount of chemistry here.
Kim actually takes a little bit of attention in this week where she sends her letter to her ex.
Yes.
A couple weeks early, and it backfires because her ex has already moved on
and is engaged.
Engaged and stuff. And that seemed pretty quick.
For real.
But and I love this. I love the conversation that Miranda had about anger and forgiveness.
Yeah.
It was like, it's easier to be angry than to forgive because you don't want to let go of the responsibility, I guess, of the other person. Like, you know what I mean? But being angry at them doesn't do anything but steals your joy. And you're just not aware of it, and you gotta let go and forgive, because then they will stop stealing your joy. I was
Yeah,
like, damn, girl.
the only person you're hurting is you. They've moved on. They don't care. You're only hurting
He's
yourself.
engaged.
Yeah.
He's engaged and he's happy and you're holding on to it. Like, let go and forgive and stop being angry or whatever, because he's moved on and you're still holding on and stuff like that. And when she said it, I was like, whew, I felt that. You know,
Yeah.
because there's it's not even just with relationships, it's with so many things that can be talked about. But yeah. It's so much. I love all the little scenes and all the little quotes that comes with it.
Yeah. No, it's a great movie.
Yeah, great writing. I love it. Anyway, so week 5 is trust, and that's when we hear the backstory of Serena and Ben. So 10 years ago, Serena and Ben were together. He had this ring for her and ready to propose to her and everything like that. But she says no.
Yeah.
And she breaks his heart, and even both Kim and him have said that he's never been the same since and stuff.
She didn't only break his heart. She said, didn't only say no. She said no and ran away with her first love. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah. So that's just sucks. And like Kim said, like I've never seen him so hurt before that and since, that was just, I think that's when like
he became a cynic.
Yeah. It also like jumps into his career 100%, you know what I mean? I mean, probably before Kim, he was all jobs, centered or whatever, but he was more so before then and stuff. But yeah, poor guy. So anyway, past isn't a prologue. You can put trust in the next person. Trust they won't let you fall. So the activity for the week 5 was the trust falls.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah. Pretty classic trust exercise.
Yeah. So Miranda also finally chats with Dexter.
Yeah.
She's been like holding off on talking to him all this time. 5 weeks. Last time she talked to him was like week 1.
Yeah.
So they finally talk, and that's when she finds out Dexter is engaged and he's getting married in a couple of months. And she surprised herself, thinking that she was gonna be angry or whatever, but she was actually happy. And
she was fine with it.
Even Dexter was like surprised as well. And I feel like this is the side where like she's now like moving on and she's healing herself, and I think Ben helped her do that. Ben is helping.
And I think she said it herself. She was holding on to the expectation that she was going to be hurt when they talked, and that was part of the problem. It wasn't really that she was holding on to him, it was that she was holding on to the expectation that when she would talk to him and when they would have closure, that she would be really hurt. And I think that was more of what she was holding on to than the relationship, was that she didn't want to have that final talk. Around this time also, it starts becoming clear that his boss, Ben's boss, is saying, okay, it's time to submit this article. And as soon as this started to happen, I was like, oh, this is going to backfire real bad. Because I had thought about it before, like, you should probably tell her. But suddenly I was like, oh, this is going to be like a Chasing Waterfalls thing, where a boss, I thought he was going to, when he asked for the notes, I thought he was going to publish without him. That didn't end up happening.
Thank
God. I
I
was like, this is going to be like Chasing Waterfalls all over again. A boss is going to manipulate it. And it didn't. He wrote his own article, but I thought that's what was going to happen.
Talking about the boss, Miranda went to Ben's office, you
Yeah.
know, wanting to like take him out to lunch or whatever. And the boss recognizes her, and Ben's like, don't say anything.
He has to pretend like he doesn't know you. Never mind. I thought you were someone else.
I recognize you from Good Morning Portland. I mean, that's
right. Yeah, he could have played that off a lot better than he did.
I mean, like the girl was on TV. It's not like, oh, you're a random girl on the street. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I saw you on the TV show, right? You were on TV.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good job. He didn't do a very good job of hiding that that Ben was writing an article about her.
Yeah, I mean that was just crazy. But this is when Miranda friend zoned, quote unquote, Ben. But I mean, at the time, Miranda was still his teacher, his counselor, or whatever. So I understand why she was like friend zoning him. But you can tell that he didn't want to be friend zoned at all.
No, he liked her.
Oh yeah. And he took her to that lookout, right? And that's when they kissed.
I wrote in here, I wrote mid kiss, like a mid movie kiss, not an ending kiss. I literally I wrote mid kiss exclamation point. I was like, a mid movie kiss, okay. I feel you. I like it.
Doing that a lot, which is surprising. It's always like, yeah. But anyway, so now we're on week 6, which is the bonfire closure. So they write their letters to the exes.
Well, before that, she finds that, like, before week 6, she finds his notes that he's writing.
She finds out that he's writing the article.
Yeah, because he doesn't participate in week 6.
No.
So he leaves his notebook behind, dumbass, and and she finds it and sees the article that he's writing and confronts him about it and pretty much says, like, you lied to me. If you would have asked me, I would have done an interview. I do press all the time for this, but instead you hid it and lied and are writing something behind my back, so
yeah.
Shoot.
Kim didn't know either. Kim was totally duped as well and stuff. And I'm glad that Miranda realized that she didn't know, so she wasn't like mad at Kim or anything.
Mad at her, yeah.
But yeah, I understand this is like the way that they want to introduce conflict by hiding and lying and stuff like that. But come on, Hallmark, do a little bit.
Well, I thought it was actually better than most because it was a conflict, but it wasn't such a big conflict that she wasn't going to be able to move on from it. And that's what I kind of liked about it, because it was like she was angry, but was like, look, like, I don't want you in the boot camp anymore. But, it was something that she could move on from. Yeah. Because sometimes the conflict that they give is so heavy that you're like, how do you just move on from that? Yeah. But this was just something that you're momentarily angry and you need some time to live with before you can forgive.
I think that with her, like you said, I think I don't understand though why he couldn't have opened up about that and told her sooner. I mean, in all the times that you you were talking to her, you could have said, I'm on assignment or something. She knows you're a journalist.
I mean, it could have been one of two things. Either it went too far, like he had gone too long without telling her and was like, well, now I can't tell her. I haven't told her. Now that we're opening up, I started this whole thing not telling her I was doing this for that reason, and now I can't tell her because it's gone too far. Or what's more likely is that, I mean, the reason he didn't tell her in the first place is because he didn't believe it. He didn't believe in her boot camp, so he thought he was going to write an expose, so there was really no reason to say anything, because you're not going to tell somebody you're writing an expose on them. So
okay, so
now we get to the bonfire.
Ben doesn't join them for week 6. I wonder what he. But I wonder, like, would he have sent the letter to Serena or burned it?
He did. Burned it. So this is where I saw something different. He did send his letter. His letter was the article he wrote to her.
But that was.
I know, but he had already moved on for Serena, so maybe he sabotaged himself and he was writing a letter to fix himself. And you know what I mean? He sabotaged his own relationship this time and now had to move on from what he did. And that's why he wrote the letter. I'm just saying something. It doesn't have to be it.
So you think the article was his letter, but not to Serena, but to Miranda? So,
but not to Miranda, to himself, like, because he sabotaged his own relationship with Miranda. They were going somewhere, they kissed, and then he did it. He's the one who messed things up. So he was working out what he'd done in a article. Whether or not,
girl, you got me thinking now.
if there was a letter to Serena, he seems like the type of guy who would have burned it for sure.
Yeah,
not just purely just to not give Serena that satisfaction.
Yeah, and also because it's been 10 years.
Yeah, so I think he would have burned it.
If he sent the letter to Serena and Serena read it, like, why are you
She'd be like,
on
bro,
me?
Like, bro, I have 5 kids. Like, what are you doing?
Move on already. I'm married and have kids. But yeah. No, so this is like week 6 is the closure, and this is what the activity is, the bonfire. And so they wrote, all of the people of the boot camp wrote their letters to the access or whatever, and they get to choose whether they're going to send the letters or to burn them. Kim decided, since she already sent her ex the letter, she burnt like her ex sweatshirt.
Yeah, sweatshirt.
They chose to, pretty much everybody chose to burn their letters
except for Helen.
Helen had for the first boot camp burnt her letter. Second boot camp, she chose to send it.
Yeah,
and I honestly feel like Helen. I think she's done with boot camp. I think she's good now, especially with watching.
I think they made a good decision. The writers made a good decision because everyone else had these breakups that they needed to move on from. And Helen needed to move on as well. But hers was a 30-year marriage. So having closure on that would have been a lot more important. Very important to get over the anger and send the letter and move on that way.
Yeah. And like I said, that's a lifetime. Yeah, 30 years in somebody is like my life, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Same here.
So, yeah, I mean, like, you're not just ending a breakup of like a couple of years or whatever. This is a whole life and plans and dreams and children, probably grandchildren, and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm surprised. Like you, I was like, she probably needs 3 or 4, but based on like after 2, she's done.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like she was good with the 2. She was. Yeah. She found what she needed to find.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, Helen, I want to be you one day. Yeah, a couple of weeks after this boot camp ended, Chloe and Miranda couldn't find someone to help them. That whole thing with the interviews were hilarious.
So funny.
Oh my god, it was so hilarious. Even though I did like the idea of past life regression, Chloe it takes on the helps out Miranda with, like, becoming part of the boot camp and stuff like that.
He becomes an instructor.
Yeah. And also Ben's article comes out on Monthly Magazine. It's a really nice article about, like, how the boot camp kind of helped him deal with his issues. He came in there skeptic and you know, thinking that this was all fake or whatever, but it actually helped him out stuff. He falls in love.
It actually reminded me of one of my all-time favorite movies, Never Been Kissed, when she writes the article because she hurt somebody. And, she says, I learned a lot, and I love this person, and I was wrong. And in that kind of way, it's one of my favorite movies. It reminded me of Never Been Kissed.
Miranda goes to the office, the magazine's office, to try to look for Ben. Ben got the promotion. He's in the corner office now, up, with a view and floor to ceiling.
Beautiful view.
Windows and stuff like that. But yeah, now so they're together, I guess. They fall in love and they've worked things out. I honestly love this movie.
They go on to be together. They go back on that Good Morning Portland, and she's written a book, and happily ever after. But I loved it. You're right. I thought it was a fantastic movie. I really did.
Yeah. There was just so much. People keep talking about their chemistry. I'm like, what
through the roof chemistry.
There was like blast bombs of chemistry.
There was so much chemistry, and it was so much like real chemistry, the real chemistry that people have. Yeah. It wasn't that swoony chemistry. It was that real banter, which is what people search for, chemistry like that, where you have easy conversations and joking banter, and that's the real thing that people search for. I don't understand, because I thought it was I loved it. I loved every second of the movie.
And I also, like I said, I love the fact that they both have baggage.
Yes, I love that.
They come in there with baggage, and none of them is perfect. Nobody needs to be rescued. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they come in as equals because they're both intelligent, working people, kind of thing. Nobody's like needing to be rescued or whatever. And they're rescuing each other, sort of. They're like helping each other out with their own baggage, and it's just awesomeness. And how about y'all need to do more of this?
Yeah, I thought this movie was fantastic, and I think that, no offense to all the people who didn't like it, but I think that you missed something that was really important in this. And so,
yeah. So this is it for Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I still want it to be Breakup Boot Camp. So in my head, that's what it's called, Breakup Boot Camp. So next week we will be talking about the final movie of the one winter weekend trilogy, and it's the movie called One Perfect Wedding, starring Taylor Cole, Jack Turner, Rakia Bernard, and Deshaun Williams. April 10th, the movie is called As Luck Would Have It, starring Joanna Swisher and Alan Leach. Yeah,
I will literally watch anything with her in
it. Ireland. I love Ireland.
And Ireland, exactly. Beautiful.
I know. And then April 17th is right in front of me, starring Janelle Parrish and Marco Grazzini.
Another one I love.
Yeah, Janelle Parrish. She was on recent Christmas movie called Hope and Ivy. And then she's also part of your fandom, which is the Pretty Little
Liars. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so this is the lineup for Summer Nights in 2021 so far. May 5th is an untitled movie with Lacey Chabert and Tyler Hines. They worked previously in Winter in Vale. I love that movie.
I was gonna say Winter in Vale.
May 22nd is an Australian-based movie. Before it was called Romance on the Menu. That was the movie title in Australia. But when Hallmark got the movie rights, they changed it to Love Down Under. And that's starring Cindy Busby and Tim Ross. It comes out on May 22nd. This was actually came out originally in Australia 2019, but they are now airing it in the United States. June 5th is You Had Me at Aloha. That's the one that's filmed here in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
They just finished filming that this week, starring Pascal Hutton and Kayvon Smith. I am so sorry if I am screwing up this people's names. Baker's Son is June 12th, starring Eloise Mumford and Brett Doherty. Her pen pal is June 19th, Mallory Jensen and Josh Sass. And the last movie of Summer Nights 2021 is Sand Dollar Cove, Chad Michael Murray and Ali Michalka. Am I saying their names wrong?
I mean, you said Chad Michael Murray correctly.
I know Ali Michalka is from Ali and AJ. There's a singing duo, but I
know who that is.
But and
I obviously know who Chad Michael Murray is.
Oh yeah, we all know who Chad Michael Murray is. I mean, we all, like people our age know who Chad Michael Murray is.
Yeah, you better know who he is.
One Tree Hill, Dawson's Creek,
Gilmore Girls.
I mean, like we all grew up with Chad Michael Murray as like playing the bad boy. But yeah,
Cinderella Story. I loved that movie.
Yes. So yeah. But yeah, their movie comes out on June 26th. So that's pretty much all of Hallmark. We want to give credit to our new logo to Mads. So thank you, Mads, for the new logo.
I love it.
Let's talk about where to listen to us. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Alexa, TuneIn, and Amazon, and as well as YouTube. Buy us a coffee. I will advertise that somewhere sometime. Buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/hmarkheartbeats. Please go buy us a coffee. The minimum is $5. You can listen to not released podcasts where we review October Kiss and all of the links that we are saying, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, everything that Buy Me a Coffee, all of that is on our link tree, which is in our bio. So please check it out. Thank you so much for 250 listens. This is awesome. We literally doubled, tripled.
It's been big since, yeah.
almost quadrupled. We are literally 15 away from quadrupling last month's numbers. So thank you so much to all of the downloads and listens. Special thank you to our interviews so far this month, which is Melinda Michael,
Rhonda Dent,
and Julian LeBlanc. Yes. So thank you guys so much for letting us interview you. I hope and pray to God that we get to hook up more people. I would have loved to interview Jordana. I'm such a huge fan of hers. But yes, and so anyway, anything else that I'm missing?
No. Okay.
So signing off, you guys. See y'all next week where we talk about One Perfect Wedding. And I'm Camille.
I'm Brittany.
Bye.
Bye.